everybody. Thought that I would just make a little video tonight and update you guys on how I've done for my very first day on trying to eat healthier. Last night I decided that when I was doing that intermittent fasting, I had some really good luck with that as far as my diabetes numbers and all that stuff went. It really was good for me. So I decided last night to start doing that again. Probably stick with stop eating at 6 o'clock and then not eat in the morning until 10. I think that's how you're supposed to do it, that many hours in between. You're probably hearing Romeo back there. He is just crowing and letting everybody know that he is the king of the neighborhood. I wanted to explain a little bit. I didn't go into much detail yesterday because I was having trouble focusing with Steve sitting beside me talking, and then with Willow when she was acting up. But I kind of wanted to explain a little bit of what happened at the doctor's office, if you guys are interested. If not, you don't have to watch this. But what happened was, you know, last year when I had I had a major heart attack, and that was October the 6th. On October the 9th, I had a triple bypass, open heart surgery. From that surgery, I had an open wound in my chest that took, I think, around 6 months to heal, and I had to pack it twice a day. So I don't ever want that to ever happen again. I don't want any more surgeries. So when I went in, I knew that I had gained weight, and my scales, the battery went dead, so I haven't weighed myself. But I could feel it. I could feel that I had gained weight. I could tell in my clothes, you know. So I wasn't looking forward to going and stepping on the doctor's scales. Plus, they always seem to make you weigh a little bit more. Seems like it, to me anyway. So when I get in there, I think a lot of you guys remember that my cholesterol has been bad, I think, all my life, all my adult life for sure, because I've battled with it always. Well, I'm allergic to any of the statin type of drugs, so I can't take any of those. So I've tried all of the, you know, like the fish oil and krill oil and all kinds of different healthy types of things to try to keep, you know, get my cholesterol to go down. And nothing works. Nothing at all works. Well, I'm not a big meat eater at all. So I know it's not meat that is causing my cholesterol to stay and go high, but I honestly do have I think it's an addiction to ice cream. And I'm not allowed to have it anymore, and I'm gonna do my best. I know after my surgery last October that I said that I was gonna really try, and I did for a few weeks or a month. And I just kind of thought, you know, just to be totally honest with you, I just kind of thought that maybe with that strong cholesterol medicine that they finally found for me, it is a shot, and I was taking it twice a month, and it's called Repatha. Well, it's really expensive. I mean, very, very expensive. And my insurance, I'm on Medicare, and they won't pay for it. And I don't believe at this time, maybe there is now, but in October when they wanted me to start on it, there was no generic form. But there could be now, I don't know. So I did the only thing that I could think to do, and that was to call the company that makes Repatha. And they ended up, they have a program. I filled out paperwork, and I ended up getting that Repatha free. So that was a godsend. I mean, it was amazing. I haven't had any symptoms at all with that, and I thought that it was really working for me, but it's not working because I was not eating healthy enough. I wasn't helping it out. So it was trying to do battle against me, you know? And that's just being honest. So when I went to the doctor yesterday, he said he was going to like double my shot. The thing is, they won't let me have any more than where I take it once every 2 weeks. So what I have to do, they're going to raise the percentage that I take, but it's only going to be in one shot a month, which is, that's okay with me. That would be really actually good. So I just take it once a month, but I have to get a hold of the company. I have to try to see if they'll cover that for me, and I hope and pray they do, because I won't be able to afford it if they don't. There's no way. So I kind of have a tickly throat, and my sinuses are bugging me. I mowed the yard today, and it's ever since then it's been bothering me. So if I sound nasally, that's why. I apologize for that. But anyway, that's what was going on with my cholesterol. The doctor had told me that when I went in and when I had that heart attack, now he's not going by the cholesterol numbers that I see, because I thought it was doing better. He's going by different numbers, and they average them out, and I don't know exactly how they do that. But he said that my cholesterol, when I went in, when I had the heart attack last year, it was at 93. And then normal where they want me to be at is about 35, 37. And yesterday he said that mine was at 98, which is higher now than what it was when I even had that major heart attack. So, you know, that kind of did scare me. Maybe it's going to take being afraid, being scared of having that happen again, to make me finally straighten up and take control of my eating habits. So that's what I'm going to try and do, you guys. And I've been on, oh Lord knows how many diets in my life you could name, and I've been on probably all of them more than once. At one point when let's see, I think our son was about 17, I had went on this real strict diet and lost 105 pounds in 3 months. It was crazy. It was actually through a weight loss place. And so they were watching all my numbers and all that stuff to make sure that I was okay. But I don't ever recommend that, losing that much weight that quickly, because you're going to gain it back just as quick. And that's exactly what happened. It was just like I just started eating quote unquote normal, and boom, it was back on me. Well, you know, when you lose weight, you still keep all of your fat cells. They're still there, and they're just waiting for the chance to pump back up again. So I know everything, and I don't mean to be, you know, like a know-it-all, but I really have read and watched and studied on every type of diet. I have been to, the doctor told me to go to a nutritionist, and I had went to one. At one time, well, more than one time, I had went to have that surgery done to help me to lose weight, and something always happened. It would either be, you know, a bad snowstorm, and I would miss a couple meetings, and then I would give up. So the last time was right before I had my heart attack, and I was going driving over an hour and a half, and I went 3 times a week, and I was going to see a nutritionist, and I was going to talk to a counselor, and they wanted all this done before I had the surgery. Well, then we all know what happened. I ended up having a, you know, major heart attack and surgery. Not the type of surgery I was going for. So I think I just wanted to be honest today. I think that if I came out on here and I talked to all of my friends and was completely honest, that maybe it would encourage, I can encourage myself to hopefully get myself under control. That's what I have to do. I have to do it. I will tell you, Steve offered to take me last night as a last time thing to get an ice cream, and I told him no, I wasn't going to do it. And I said, if you want one, you go ahead. And he said, no, I'm not doing, this is how he is, no, I'm not doing it without you. And I said, well, okay, but I'm not doing it. I said, I'll get something else. I didn't tell him what. So we went to dairy, well, I shouldn't say. We went to a place that has ice cream. And I told him to go ahead and order, that I wasn't sure what I wanted. We were in the drive-thru. So he ordered, and he ended up wanting food too, which I wasn't hungry. But he ended up ordering like a Blizzard. And so then he said, well, what do you want? And I said, I just want a Diet Pepsi. And he just kind of looked at me. He goes, I thought you were going to get something. And I said, I did get something. I've explained to him, see, Steve has a weight problem. And he needs to, lose weight so he can have that hernia repaired. But Steve doesn't have a food problem like I do. I told him, being a food addict, being someone that is like addicted to ice cream or whatever, that's exactly what it is. It's an addict. And it's almost like someone that is on drugs. It would be like laying a needle of heroin down for somebody that is a drug addict that's trying to become clean, and expect them not to use. And that's sort of how I feel. Now, I've never been a drug addict. I don't, and I'm not saying that I'm sure that drug addicts have a whole lot harder time, but I'm just trying to give you an acknowledgement of how it feels to me. I feel like, I think about food, and I think about things that I love, like ice cream or whatever, and it feels like I want it every day. But I have to really talk myself out of it. No, you don't need it. And I have watched all of those shows about losing weight and how those women are so large. And I right now weigh more than I ever weighed in my entire life. And the bad thing is, in my mind, years and years ago, I set a weight that I would never go over. And when I stepped on that scale yesterday, I went over that weight. And I think that's what really, really so-called tipped the scale for me. I knew right then that no, that's not going to happen. I had promised myself that I would not get over that certain weight. And when I seen that I had went way over it, no. I just put my foot down. I cannot do it anymore. I know a lot of you offered suggestions yesterday, and I thank you so much for that. I am an odd, I guess I've been on every diet, like I said, but I'm sort of an odd dieter. I have to have a little bit of what I want. I cannot give up carbs. It does something to my liver, and so I'm not supposed to do that because I have a fatty liver. Go figure, right? But if I go on low carb diets, I don't get enough carbs, and I end up getting really, really sick. I've done it a couple times, and that's it for me. I'm not doing those anymore. But I can still try to eat, less carbs without being like a fanatical about it. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you today what I ate. And I'm not going to do this. Maybe once a week I can maybe update you guys and let you know how I'm doing with it all. Or maybe it will only be once every month after a while. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to help motivate myself by putting it all out there for you guys. And I hope that you'll follow me along in this journey and keep your encouraging words, because it really, really helped me. So this morning we watched our grandchildren, and they wanted pancakes, and they wanted scrambled eggs. So I went ahead and made scrambled eggs for everybody, and I made them little pancakes. So I ended up making the baby one just about that big around, and then feeding her some scrambled eggs. She loved those. But with the pancakes, I just made a small plate for me and her, and I fed her with a different spoon because, like I said, I just feel I guess I was feeling more nasally. That was this morning. So yeah, I must have been, maybe it's from the cold air last night. I left the fan going, so it could have been it. But anyway, so I ate, she's not very, she's only a year old. So I ate most of the eggs. I portioned her off as, about maybe a quarter of them, if that. And she ate really well. But she had about 4 little pieces of pancake just cut up like you do for a 1-year-old, to eat. So I ended up eating my eggs and then about 4 of those little bites of pancake. I didn't have butter on them, and I only put a tiny drizzle of syrup for her. So I didn't even taste any of the syrup or anything. So that's what I had for my breakfast. And I drank a cup of coffee. So then for lunch, Steve made, the boys wanted to have a cookout. So, and we won't be getting them the rest of the week. So Steve made them, he grilled some hamburgers, the real good ones, and some hot dogs for them. So what I did was, instead of having any buns, because we had hot dog buns and hamburger buns and all of the fixings, baked beans and chips and all that stuff. But what I did was I took half of a hamburger, plain, with, no bun or nothing. And then I had 1 hot dog with nothing, no bun or anything. And then I had about probably too many of the baked beans, but nobody else wanted any, and I had made like a cup of them. So I ended up eating, which I shouldn't have, but I ate about 3/4 cup of baked beans. And the baby helped me eat those too. But, so that was all that I had for lunch. I didn't eat chips or anything, but I wish that I would have went even half less of the baked beans. But I am not gonna knock myself over the head, because I've been doing this dieting on and off for so long. You can't do that, So I had that and a Diet Pepsi, and then just now it was about 5 o'clock, and my sugar started dropping, and I checked it and it was down to 82, and that's when it anywhere between like 85 and 55. Of course, I get sicker and sicker the lower it goes. So I started sweating and just feeling very poorly. So I knew I had to get something to eat. So we had some pre-made salad in the bag, I fixed a bowl of that, a good sized bowl, probably, about that big bowl, size of a bowl. But I put a large tomato from the garden, washed it, one of the yellow ones. They don't bother my stomach as much as the red ones do. But I sliced it all up and put it in there, and then I put a few croutons, only because I need a little bit of the carb. And then I also put a few bacon bits in there, and then I used ranch, which ranch probably wasn't the greatest. It wasn't fat-free, but it's what we had. And I had bought it because my grandsons love ranch. They love it on everything. So I went ahead and used that, and that's what I had for my dinner. I told Steve, I'm not sure what time it is, but I figured around 6 o'clock or so when I stop eating for the day. I bought some of those, it's been a while, probably a month and a half or longer, some of those what is the names, like glycerin or glue, I don't know, it just slipped my mind, something with a G, but it's, they're small bottles about that big, and they are for diabetics. It's it helps level your sugar out. So I thought I would drink one of those then, and then drink a thing of water, and then that would be it for the day. So I'm sure if I would have figured up all those calories, I'm sure that it would have been, probably more than what I wanted to go, because the baked beans, of course, have brown sugar and stuff in them, and then, of course, the ranch dressing has a lot of calories in it. But like I said, I want to do this. I want to do this as a life change. And if I keep beating myself over the head for having 2 tablespoons too much of whatever, then it's going to make me not want to do it. I'm going to want to just stop again. And this time I really want to get it. I want to get it up here, So that's what I'm going to do for the day. Like I said, we babysat, and it's been a beautiful day. I mowed the yard, and now I'm getting ready to go in and get dinner dishes done. So that'll give me a little bit of more exercise. I have felt better as far as physically today. I actually, believe it or not, I woke up on my own this morning. I couldn't believe it because I am a late sleeper, and I like to sleep in and I stay up super late at night. I just can't help it. I've always been that way. But this morning I actually woke up, and it felt so amazing because that never happens for me. I never ever wake up early like Steve. Steve always wakes up early. He's just, it's just how he is. He's an early riser and I'm a late riser. So it was really nice. I hope that continues. I really do. So it's good to wake up on your own instead of having to be woke up, because if I'm woke up, I still feel so tired for hours. But if I wake up on my own, I feel like I'm refreshed. So I hope that happens again tonight. I slept really good. All right, so I don't want to keep just rambling on. And I'm going to go ahead and go get this edited, or I won't have to edit it, but get it uploaded to YouTube. And I hope that you guys don't mind. Maybe I can do it once a month, I'm thinking. That'd probably be better. And that way you're not going to get bored with hearing me talk about, how I'm doing or whatever. But yeah, let's do that. We'll try to figure out maybe once a month and see how it goes. I just don't want to make it too long out, because I'm afraid then that I will start losing the motivation. So, all right, thanks so much for being here for me. I really, really appreciate it. And I've got such a long way to go, but I'm trying not to look toward the end goal, because there's really not a goal. I don't have a set weight that I want to be. I just want to be healthier, and I want to be able to move without hurting so bad. And it's a lot of weight for your bones. I've got osteoarthritis everywhere. My whole spine and neck and every joint that I have, all of my fingers and everything. So without so much weight to carry around, I'm bound to feel better. So, all right. Thanks again for listening to me, and talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.